What's up, live fam? All right, so not doing the greatest right now. As you see, I got the crutches and boot, pretty serious situation. Not in the greatest spirits right now, if I'm honest. Just a few days ago, my church, Fearless LA, asked me to hoop at their conference that they do every year. They got like hundreds of people that come to this big conference. You know, for us, it was a cool opportunity to, one, serve my church, you know what I mean? But also make a nice YouTube video. Flew out my guy, Roscoe Johnson, man. Shout out to Roscoe, amazing athlete. You know, I had toured with him in recent years, and he's the perfect guy to compliment me when I shake up the defense and I drive the lane. Perfect guy to catch an alley-oop and make the crowd go crazy. So when we first pulled up to the church, we were, you know, excited for the event, and walked in and got to the court, and we realized the court was looking insanely dusty, you know what I mean? Which, you know, for any hooper means super slippery, it's like dangerous. We asked if, you know, anybody had a broom to sweep it off, or could we mop it, or is there anything we could do? Because it was looking like somebody almost had done construction or some sort of, you know, woodwork or something on it earlier that day. And nobody had a broom or a mop, which no knock to the church, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a sports organization. You know, the court's just mainly used for like recreation or whatever. You know, normally when I start out a live show, I'll usually start out by playing some kids or some lower competition just to get warmed up. For me, it takes a minute to warm up, you know, at my age. And I do it also to set the tone for really fun crowd energy, you know what I'm saying, to start with some highlights for sure. So the dudes that showed up, you know, they were pretty decent. And, you know, just talking a lot of trash.
I feel like I'm about to show them how boys from Indiana get down. It's over, that's it, it's over. Because we're about to bust his ass, he's a student right now.
Like, I don't even know these dudes, you know, it started friendly, but then it progressively, like, got more and more heated as the day went on.
I should have brought my football gloves. Right here, bro.
Hey, one sec, my guy.
I'm on your eye. I'm on you. I'm on you. He can't do it.
Which happens sometimes, but you know, overall, like majority of that day, there was a ton of highlights, and the energy was super up.
He can't do it.
So overall, you could see on the day, the energy was super high, but then things started to take a turn for the worse. I did notice the first few games, you know, the court was insanely slippery. Like, I slipped twice myself, maybe 3 times. Other people were slipping too. Roscoe wasn't able to catch some of my oops because of how slippery the floor was around the hoop. I feel like it was my last game. I was pretty like gassed, so I wasn't getting into my move bag as much. And the dude actually wasn't like horrible. He wasn't a horrible defender. We were kind of going back and forth a little bit. I feel like the game was like a little bit physical, like kind of a lot like holding, but not like blatant fouls, right? In pickup ball or street ball, you're gonna face a lot more fouling, you know what I mean, than this was right here. Then on the last play of the game, I exploded to go to the basket by the defender going left, and I think he like braced me, you know, with his hands, and because the floor was slippery, I slipped and went down, and I fell into this like awkward position where I sat on my own foot. When I fell, it was crazy. I heard a pop. It was almost like several pops, like the sound of broken bones or like cracking a bunch of knuckles. And I went down super hard and kind of like tumbled after I went down. And then the people reacted. You know, everybody, there was a big like, oh, you know what I mean? And I think that was because people knew it was just an awkward fall and they could tell something wasn't right? This was like a big fall. It's actually scary for me to watch the playback of the footage, or a bit cringe, you know, just seeing the way I went down, like I said, it's hard for me to even watch. Oh man, look at that, bro. I didn't even know it went that way. Look, it went that way. Yeah, it's a trip because I don't remember saying I cracked some and then I just tried to walk it off. I think in my head I doubted, like maybe I jumped to conclusions too quick, saying I cracked some, so I hopped up really quick. I don't know, man. Scary stuff. That's hard to watch. I don't even want to see that again, man. Honestly, that's crazy. Just kind of like reliving the pain in my head.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious when you fell you were injured.
Yeah, I think some people might even known I was injured right off the bat, or it just looked bad. As I was laying on the ground in pain, you can hear me, I kind of say like, not again.
Not again, man. I'm down, I cracked something.
Basically, I was just venting because, you know, I had pulled a few muscles in recent years and, you know, had to sit out quite a bit for that. And then, you know, for live fam, who knows, I actually tore my Achilles 2019. And so, you know, injuries, they haven't stopped my career, but they've definitely been a thing. So I was just saying not again, you know, just venting. You know, I tried to walk it off, but then I realized the pain wasn't going away. It was only getting worse. And then I started to have the idea that, you know, maybe this was a serious injury. And then I started praying that it wasn't. And my homies and I were just hoping for the best.
I'm bummed too, because like could have been avoided. Usually we tell people that don't have their jeans on and all that, like not ready to hoop, you got jeans and a hat on out here, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even know why we were playing. I just felt like it was light, so I was like, whatever, let's play this game quick. But I felt like this, but I don't know what happened. My whole leg is numb. From the thigh down, my whole leg is numb, so I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure I got like a real injury. I never felt this before, but I heard pop when I went down. It popped, like 3 pops. So, I don't know. Damn. It sucks.
After realizing that, you know, walking away from this made no sense, playing again definitely made no sense, my friends called an ambulance. We went to the ER, and I figured it was best too, just because it felt so bad. It was almost like we need to get an X-ray right away, have it looked at, and maybe an MRI, and just, you know, see what was going on. So the ambulance drops us off at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Hollywood. It was the closest emergency room to where we were at, and we ended up waiting in the waiting room for like 2 hours. You know, sometimes the ER, that's like normal procedure. And I think at about like 2 a.m. I got an X-ray. And then at 3 a.m., a doctor came out, reviewed the results, and gave us the bad news.
That's a bad fracture, though, right?
I mean, I see a slight fracture, but we'll have the doctor take a look at it.
You good? You took a photo?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll get it anyway.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Last night.
Just last
Yeah,
night?
9 or 10 o'clock.
Ah,
Went to
alright.
Cedars-Sinai.
Went to Cedars.
Got the x-rays.
Tender up here.
Yeah.
Right up there.
Yeah, a little tender.
Typically when you break here, you tear the ligament here. So whenever you break the fibula up high here, you just worry about the ankle ligaments.
That night, I don't even think I slept a few minutes, like trying to sleep, but I don't even think I slept a few minutes. And I was in pain. And the crazy part was, this night I got injured, I was supposed to fly out at 6 a.m. out the country to do an event, you know, overseas, like a park takeover. And so not only was I bummed that I'm just injured in general, but I was also bummed that we missed that event and, you know, and the finances that comes with it, right? So just a lot on my mind. Here I am, you know, broken leg, clean break of the fibula, back in a boot and crutches. I sadly am used to it at this moment in my career. Probably 4 or 5 other times I've been in a boot and crutches, you know, Achilles 2019, broken foot back in the day, broken tendon in my foot, different time. A lot of stuff, and not in good spirits. I don't even feel like making this video, if I'm honest. Don't really know what's next. You just gotta accept. I just gotta accept what it is, and then look at it as a new challenge to try and recover.
This late in the game, do you think come back with the same speed, same quickness, or could this be the end?
Same speed, quickness. I mean, honestly, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. for the best. I don't know.